wow. Well, that's much easier on here to do that. So awesome. Okay. Holy moly, guys. Wow, the lighting in here is terrible. So bear with me. I've actually got a stream running, but holy cow. So I decided to jump onto YouTube and do a stream. So, hi Charlie. So, you guys, I was absent for a long time. It's all right, Charlie. I have been absent from YouTube and media. Hi, Grant, for a long time, you guys. And I know I do have a very hoarse voice right now. Over the Christmas break, we all got very sick. I think I got the worst of all of it. And Taylor just flew out this morning, so he is headed back to Georgia. So we spent the last 2 weeks with him and had an amazing time. Hi, Jeffrey. Thank you. Who else was in here? Who else was that? Sophie. Hi, Sophie. Um, so sick of Christmas too. Oh, thank you guys. Tiffany. Hi. How are you guys doing? So I know we've been absent a long time. I do not have, and just so everybody's aware, I don't have any intentions of doing any kind of vlogging or uploading vlogs to the channel. What I probably am going to do is just kind of stop in and say hi to everybody. Oh, I'm definitely feeling better. I just don't have my voice back yet. I had really, really bad coughing fits, which stripped me of my ability to talk. I'm definitely much better now. But 2019, guys, was a roller coaster. Hi, Melissa. And I went through a lot in 2019. We kind of just took a big hiatus away from any social media. I did post here and there on Instagram, and I did definitely do some stuff with Twitch. And if you guys are unaware, I am affiliated with Twitch, so I am a Twitch affiliate. I have been actually spending more time since the holidays and just prior to the holidays doing more streams. And so I have been streaming on there. In 2019, I started a really amazing position at a job. And really, like, I really love my work. I'm going to get into that, Sophie. And so I really enjoyed my work, and things were going really, really good. And right around July is when I noticed the biggest change. But I had lost a little bit of weight. I mean, I'd really gone through with a nutritionist. I still work with a nutritionist, trying to figure out my body. I kept running into some issues with my body, having some really weird symptoms when it came to food, that I just wasn't sure what was going on. And so I'll explain some of it. Um, oh, my throat's super dry. But anyway, and so I got with a nutritionist, and things started to look really, like, was really good. I started noticing improvements for myself. I started to feel better. And then in July, I got really sick, like real sick. Could not explain like what was going on with my body. It was like no matter what I did, my body was fighting me like to the nines. Um, I kept getting like super dizzy. I would like be talking or standing with someone, and I would just start to fall over for no reason other than just start falling over. Um, Several times, several of my employees like would catch me and steady me. I would catch myself on the countertops, and my employees would be like, "Are you okay? Or, what's going on?" And I couldn't, like, I didn't know. Um, Went to the hospital on several occasions. They thought maybe it was dehydration. Found out I wasn't dehydrated. Thought maybe there was an infection. Went through a bunch of stuff. And nothing, like nothing that I tried, like if I would try to eat, just the thought of trying to eat, my stomach would turn. Then I ran into another problem. I started having problems with my breathing, the underside of my rib cage, and just was really bad. So then the doctors thought, oh, it's her gallbladder. So I went in, they did blood work and did a scan and all this stuff and saw that there was nothing wrong. Like, I have some gallbladder issues, but it's nothing that, like, which if you followed the vlogs a while ago, found out that I had some gallstones back then. Those were able to be broken up. They weren't bad. They were nowhere near bad. I took some medication that seemed to work. Things finally, like, mellowed out. But then they thought it was my gallbladder again. So I got rushed in, and that stuff was fine. Found out that I think somebody's here. One moment, guys. Don't go anywhere. Ow, I just hit my knee. Who's here? Sherry's gonna come do a house inspection because they're doing our payment and everything, and then our new lease. So we will be doing a nice big cleanup, which is fine with me. We're gonna get we gotta do that for our new lease. Oh, I should posted that. Oh, sorry about that, guys. It was for our new lease and stuff, so we're waiting for them to come in and do all of the check-throughs for everything that needs to be, like, repaired and whatever. So that's what they were signing. Just letting me know 2 days to let me know that they have 2 days they're coming to see the premises. Anyway, sorry about that. So like I said, let's go back. Started getting sick in July, and then it got progressively worse, like worse and worse and worse and worse, and just kind of built up. I'm talking with YouTube. So it got scary. Sarah started to get really worried for me. I was getting worried for me. Family was getting worried for me. And they said, hi, Sarah. Sorry, my voice. And so I went back into the hospital, had some other work done, some other tests done, some other blood work done, had a biopsy done, and finally came back. The doctor had said she had suspected and was suspectful that it was lupus. And so that was like the first time I'd really heard about like what it was. I've heard the word before, but I didn't really know what it was. Then she wanted some more tests done, and so finally, in October, she confirmed and diagnosed me with having lupus. And so I had gone through the ringer. So I've been going through with medications and treatments, and no chemo. So if anybody asks about that, I know that there's some people who go through some absolute hell with lupus. I am one of the lucky few, as of right now. Now, don't want to count my chickens before they hatch or anything, but as of right now, it is not a severe form. I am on the mellow end of the spectrum for it, which is really good. But it does mess with you a lot. So my body is fighting my body. The significant change for me is that I have lost a huge amount of weight. As of now, my total weight loss is 67 pounds in just a short window, which is not healthy for you, by the way. So I don't recommend that to anybody. There's two things in conjunction. One, I got really sick, but two, I had already started my journey to getting myself back prior to getting sick, and it kind of just snowballed effect with it. And so I got like ended up being put in the hospital, was very, very sick. And that was super scary time because Taylor was away. He's at AIT. And so it was like, he was like, oh my God, I need to come home. And it was like, no, you need to stay put and finish your training. Sarah was super concerned. We, of course, have the fur babies that need love and care. And so it was for me, that's my motivation. Like, that's my drive to just push myself to get better, take care of myself. But it was also one of those things where it was an eye opener as to me. Like, I need to stop and take account for myself. I need to stop putting everything else up in front of myself and forgetting to take like care of me. Thank you, Charlie. And so that was an eye opener, guys, like super eye opener. Hi, Yosef. We're just talking about everything that's happened like in 2019 and coming into 2020. And so in November, the first week of November, I put in my 2 weeks notice with work. I had to, one, because I was super ill. Thank you, Melissa. And take I needed to take that load of stress off and take time to focus on getting better. They felt the same way because as of the way things were going, I was already having to put people in to fill in the areas that I wasn't able to continue pushing on work-wise. And it wasn't fair to the crew to do that. It wasn't fair to myself to do that. And I had to take into account. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. And so I did. We ended up making an agreement with my work, and we went ahead. And even though I put in the 2 weeks, they went ahead and let me have that week as my final week. And so that was in the beginning of November. So all of November and all of December, we took the time to really focus and crack down on me, health wise, time wise, just taking me and my health into consideration, and working with an amazing set of doctors, by the way. So I just have to say, the doctors out in Lake Havasu and the one that I'm seeing in Las Vegas, they're amazing people. I have one doctor I have to go see, which is my primary now, has been moved out to Prescott, which I think is super stupid because Prescott is like a 4.5, 5 hour drive away from here. What, baby? I don't know. I can't figure out why she cannot like kick this junk that she keeps getting, and we can't give her any more antibiotics. They're just not gonna work. Oh yeah, Charlie, it's really good when they are. Oh, you bet, Melissa. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, this 2019, at the start of 2019 is when I really started like taking into account me. Um, yeah, so for my primary doctor for the VA is all the way in Prescott. Right now, I put in a request to have because they're so far from where we are, to please allow me to be assigned a primary that's local, like one of our local doctors that isn't necessarily a VA doctor, but can be paid through the VA to be my primary, as opposed to traveling all the way to Prescott just to see a primary. So, because there's a lot of times like they'll say, well, you need your prescriptions need to be written through your primary, even though I'm seeing two different specialists. They're the ones that will write the prescriptions, but a lot of times because they're specialists outside the VA doesn't cover it. So what they do is they send their prescription recommendation to my primary. My primary writes it to through to the VA, and then it's shipped to me from Prescott, just really, like, honestly, it's a super stupid hassle. But I am doing much better. Um, my immune system, of course, being down with the two medications I was taking. I'm no longer on one of them, thank goodness. Yes, I am on meds. The prognosis is always like you. There's no real way to like say you have this much time or you have this or whatever. Depending on the severity, depending on the flare-ups, depending on how well I listen to what the doctors tell me or how well I listen to my body. So if I feel like I'm having a day where I just need to say I'm calling it a day, I'm gonna sleep. If my body tells me it needs to just lay down and sleep, then I need to just lay down and go to sleep. If my body has a real big like burst of energy, then don't overdo it, which is what I have a really bad habit of. Anybody who knows me, family who knows me, everybody who knows me always says, "Could you sit still for a minute?" I'm usually a go 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 kind of person, and I found out real quick because I have had several times now since November and being put on the medicine where I've had like these really strong good days and I was like I feel amazing, and so I got laundry done and I got the dishes done and I got the floors done. I went outside and did some more painting in the RV. I have the same issues with my illness. Yeah, need to definitely listen to my body. And so I would do all this stuff, and then the next day, I wouldn't be able to move. My whole body would ache. My skin would be on fire. Yeah, I'm always on the go. And so I thought, oh God, I'm having a flare up. And so I was like, oh gosh. And I mean, it would like the biggest symptom, let me just tell you this, because this is something I would have never plugged into any like other thing. The biggest symptom that I had that started to scare me, and the reason that my boss pushed for me to go to the doctor, like go to the hospital, was I had this sensation all over, like my face, my skin, my neck, like everywhere, every inch of my body felt like. And this is a weird way to describe it. It's the only way I've been able to describe it. If you've ever had a sunburn and you scratched your sunburn, not the burning sensation you get from the scratching, but that really harsh ache, painful sensation under the skin, like it's under the surface. It's not from where you initially scratched it, but that kind of lingered after the ow. I scratched my sunburn. That under the surface pain. I had that all over my body, like every inch of my body. And when I would try to put clothes on, or if anything brushed against me, it was so painful, like bad. And I would be at work and trying to get things going, and I would be moving, and the pain in itself would make me physically ill. I would vomit from just surely from the pain. On several occasions, I would start to tear up, and I've got customers and people to talk to, and so it started to become an issue because I was in so much agony. But I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and found out that stress is a big, big no-no on the body, especially if you have lupus. High stress environments are an absolute no, and so that was one reason why we had to, like, my job and I came to an agreement. So, and they're amazing people, like super amazing people, and so I took that step back. Working with the VA, we're going through a bunch of paperwork. Um, Yes, Sammy. Hi. I haven't live streamed in a forever long time. I think the last time I live streamed was I want to say August. I want to say it was back in August when I was doing some work on the RV. Um, so we are still working on the RV. I'm still doing videos of the RV, and so I will eventually post all those. I don't want to post them like sporadically spaced out because it is a big chunk of space between each chance we get out there. Um, so sorry, I just ate lunch, and so I keep burping. Um, but I want to take when all of it's done. What did you do today? When it's all done, I'm going to take all the videos and then I'm going to release the videos in sections. So you guys will get to see Barbara from start to finish. And I hope you guys will absolutely enjoy those videos once they're ready to go. But as of right now, my biggest factor is taking care of me. So what I have been doing with my time, besides appointment after appointment and meeting after meeting with the VA and meeting with our people for our house and stuff like that, I have been doing some gaming streams on Twitch. I have like a goal thing set up and all that. I say, since sixth grade. Nice. See, there you go. See, when you finally start like doing things that you haven't done in a long time and they bring you joy, that's important. And one of the things is, of course, I love interacting with the community and stuff. Nice job. Didn't fall down. Good job. So what I have been doing is I moderate for another streamer. No, Twitch is just same as YouTube. You got to be 13 and over to use Twitch. YouTube's supposed to be the same way. You're supposed to be 13 and over before you can even have a YouTube account. Twitch is also the same way. You have to be 13 and over. My streams, however, are rated mature, so 18 plus. And only reason I have it 18 plus is one, because sometimes there will be drinks, and sometimes there will be, well, a lot of times there will be some foul language. Wow, yeah. It was gorgeous this morning. I drove Taylor to the airport at 4 a.m. And so we left here 4 a.m. and took him to Vegas airport. So we got him there. It was still dark out, of course. And then I drove back with the sun rising. Yeah, Twitch is a lot of fun. So I moderate for someone named Crash on Twitch, is the Crash Zero, and I moderate for him, but I also game with him. And so during his streams, depending on what he's streaming, so we will game together with. Oh yeah, absolutely, 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 Jeffrey, and I'm a firm believer in that. You're in your PJs. Yeah, no, I'm still in my travel clothes. I have not changed out of my travel clothes since this morning. I had a nice big heavy sweater on with this because it was freezing up there. But we go on and we play Minecraft. So we Minecraft on Mondays. So we have Monday Minecraft. So I'll probably end up doing that same thing for mine on Monday. And then I do live stream Ark, and I do live stream Fortnite. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, you guys are at night. I was gonna say you guys are later. Um, I don't do story time anymore, and there's only one reason for that, and that's TOS. Terms of service with Twitch does not allow it. Neither does YouTube, because of copyright material, and so we are no longer allowed to do story time because of copyright infringements. You don't want to do that. So a lot of my VODs were removed due to them being books that are considered copyrighted. I could still technically do story time, but it would be all in books that are no longer under copyright, whatnot. So, right now, to find me, this is really funny. My Twitch name is normally Dragon Reader. Hold on a second. Okay, so in the description box of this video, and almost all our videos, has my link to my Twitch channel. It may be different right now because there was a bet, and I won the bet because I won it yesterday. But it was that if I took the R out of dragon, nobody would notice. And I changed it to Dagon Reader instead of Dragon Reader. And the first day, nobody noticed it. Nobody. But because Twitch has a thing where you can only change your name every 90 days, I had a 90-day window to see if anyone would notice that my name was different. Yesterday, being day 2, I went into a very popular stream that I go into, and yeah, you have to understand my community on Twitch to understand why. There's a running joke to my username. I'll explain. Um, it's the little things. And so I went into one of the popular streams that I go into. She's a big streamer, but I've been a part of her community for 3 years, and I posted, hello, good hello, everyone and whatnot. And then one of the people that's in there, one of the other mods that I've spoken to over the past 3 years, who's seen me in chat all the time, immediately pointed it out. He's like, "Am I crazy? Am I like, did I lose my mind? But isn't your name supposed to be Dragon, not Dagon?" And I was like, "Oh my god, I win, I win." And it only took 2 days. So not even 2 days. It was technically 33 hours. And somebody noticed that my name was not spelled correctly. And so right now on Twitch, if you want to look me up, it's Dagon, Dagon Reader. And it's one name. Second, the letter R for reader is capitalized, so it's capital Dagon, capital Reader. But yeah, exactly. But here's the reason why Dagon is the joke. In Minecraft with my friend Crash, who's also a streamer, I had built a house next to our spawn point. So that way because Sarah and I go on there, Sarah and I could have a house right there where the spawn point was, because we have the massive spawn farm there. When we say spawn farm, it's where you spawn into the game, and then we have a big, huge food farm set up so that when you first spawn in, you get your food and stuff, because we play only survival, no mods. And so we when we spawn in, somebody has to tend to the farm, and we always tell like anybody that comes in that's going to play. First of all, there's strict rules, and if you take stuff from the farm, replant it. But most people don't. And so Sarah and I took it upon ourselves to make sure that we had an area so Sarah would have a house right next to spawn where she could go and, because we sleep at night to, get through to pass the night. So that way you don't get killed by a bunch of mobs. But anyway, so if you've never played Minecraft, you have no clue what I'm talking about. But anyway, so when in this world, though, because one of our biggest rules is don't go into any property that's not yours. Do not open any chests that don't belong to you. Do not open the chests that are sitting on the streets, because those are being used for constructions. So when you build your property, when you build your house, you put a sign on it. And mine, it said, "Welcome to the Dragon's Den," right? And somebody went in and just flat out changed my sign. And I know who it was now, but they went in and changed it to the Dagon Den and forgot the R. Well, I think they did it on purpose. But somebody came back, we got online, and somebody goes, "Dragon, did you misspell the name on your house?" And I was like, "No, it should say welcome to the Dragons." And they go, "No, your sign doesn't say anything about welcome." And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, it just says the Dagon's Den." And I was like, "Dagon?" So went over and saw that the sign had been changed, because I use white signs and somebody used an oak sign on it. And so we got a good laugh out of it. But now everybody in our community calls me Dagon, because Sarah is Dragon's baby. O2, she's my second child. And Taylor also joins us every now and again in there. So if you guys want to ever go over to Twitch and just follow the channel, because on Twitch it's a follow, like it would be like if you're on YouTube, it's considered subscribing, but if you go to Twitch, it's the follow button. Next week. Oh wow, yeah, I hope so. Having family or anybody for that matter in the hospital is always rough. But yeah, so it's a running joke. So I spend a lot of my day over there, of course, doing a lot of stuff here at the house, taking care of the fur babies. We do have a beautiful rescue that she is not a foster. She is absolutely going absolutely nowhere. She's staying right here. And I don't know if they'll ever see this, but I have to say a huge, huge thank you to the organization out here called Bullhead City Saints. They have been an immense help with Penny. I was going to say, hi, Gabby. I'm doing good. I'm actually doing good. But Penny is a severely abused rescue, like severe. You guys, uh, I can't even explain to you the severity of what she's been through. It's heart wrenching. Um, and to hear a dog scream in absolute fear over small things, just like, when you set a bowl of food down and it scares her so bad, uh, is just sad. So, Bullet City Saints, we actually ended up running into each other by pure coincidence, I guess. The lady I got Penny from made an accusation that was completely false. Um, oh, wow. Oh, these are actually my real nails, by the way. This is not, these are not fake. These are my actual, like, real nails. So, this color, though, is like giving me life. Where did I put that new? Is this the new one right here? No. Is it? One second. Let me look. I think this is the new one, but I gotta look. Where did it go? Yeah, it is. Ow! Oh, thanks. Yeah, this is it's called Color Club. And this one is Rocky Mountain High is the name of this color. And it is super frigging, like, this stuff is so pretty. You can't even see, because my lighting in here is crap, but you can't even see, like, the actual color. Like, it's super gorgeous, like a really deep burgundy, which I love. Oh, do you? No, we got all of our stuff down 2 days ago. We took it all down the night of the first, so that way we could let the little mini kitties run around. They're not babies. They're just miniature cats. So, but Penny is actually laying right here behind me. She is very emaciated. We've had her, oh geez, 3.5 weeks. Yeah, 3.5 weeks. Um, but we have struggled. And the lady that we got her from had told us this huge story. We are pretty certain at this point that her story was completely bogus, because she contacted the Bullhead City Saints to tell them that I told them that I told her that I was through them or whatever. Here's the kicker, though. I've lived out here for forever. The only places that I've ever done any fostering for was the Bullhead City Shelter here on Train, the Needles Animal Control, which is from California, and the Spay Neuter Clinic in Havasu. I mean, in Kingman. So I never even knew of Bullhead City Saints. I did not know there was even an organization here that that there was a whole nother place here that is an animal shelter. I was unaware of it. The lady reached out to me from Saints and asking why I would do that. We got to talking and realizing that the other girl was not being truthful. Because I guess Saints had reached out to her previously because she had posted something about Penny. And when she posted a second time, this time she posted it under a different listing. I'm the one that came across that listing. I saw Penny and the situation she was in, and I immediately told her, I'm on my way, give me an address, where can I pick her up? And I went and picked her up. She was in bad shape. She's still in pretty bad shape. She's very emaciated, extremely underweight. When I got to her, she had two things going against her. One, she was already extremely underweight. Two, she was in season. We're gonna guess that these people have had her for a while. She's had multiple litters of puppies. They didn't want to deal with it again, and decided to get rid of her. That's kind of where I'm leaning towards. I also am in firm belief that she was beaten if she would try to eat, or was injured during feeding time at some point. She is terrified of a food bowl. We have been working with her to the point where she is like, we couldn't get her to eat anything. We tried all kinds of different things, did blood work to make sure, like, rule out that there was a medical issue as to why she wasn't eating. And she is very, very thin. So the lady from Saints had reached out to me to confront, like, the whole situation. We got to talking, and this lady has been immensely helpful. We bumped back and forth trying to figure out different things that we could try to get Penny to eat. And finally, I went back to point zero, like you would a puppy. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna try this shot in the dark. I went ahead and got some canned food, and I decided, because she seemed to be interested in the canned food. She would lick at it, but she wouldn't actually eat it. Like, she would just lick the liquid off of it. I said, I wonder if I take this and start it off like a puppy gruel, like you would a puppy, when they're first being introduced to feeding. If you followed with us, you know what that's like. It's a messy event with babies, with little pups. But I figured she's an older dog, and we should be able to try to figure this out. So I liquefied her canned dog food. And for the first time since she's been here, we got her to eat an entire bowl full of liquefied canned dog food. Then I did a second one later in the day. She ate it like as if that was the best thing she'd ever had. Licked the whole bowl up. So she drank her dinner, her breakfast and her dinner. She wouldn't eat any more than that. I think it kind of bothered her tummy a bit because I think she's been so hungry for so long. And so what we've done now is we are taking the dry puppy food and wet canned pup food. We're mixing that, and then we're liquefying it. Each step of the way, we will start to thicken it like you would a puppy. So right now, her diet is very thin, just so that she'll consume it. Today was the first step of adding a little bit more food to it and a little less water. So it's a little bit thicker, but not noticeable. It would go from, I guess you could say, something like water to milk consistency. So just a little bit thicker. And she ate all her breakfast. I actually have her lunch sitting right here. She has officially put on, after weighing her this morning, she's now almost 4 pounds up from 3 days ago. It's slow progress, you guys, but absolutely in love with this girl. She has the sweetest disposition, and she is a big dog. She should be a big dog. She's roughly 5 years of age, but she's meant to be a big girl. Like, she should be bigger than Tonks size wise. But right now, because she is so severely underweight, she is, it's sad seeing her next to Tonks. But she's starting to slowly pick her head up when she walks around. Oh, I got some lag there. Sorry about that. Oh, okay, Taylor made it to Atlanta. But she's starting to, when she first got here, she would hold her head all the way to the floor and she'd hunch her shoulders to the ground. And now she kind of walks with a more steady gait, but she doesn't pick her head all the way up yet. She still has her head lowered, but it's not down to the floor. And so when I take her out, I take her on walks, and yes, she is very thin, and we get some pretty nasty looks. But I know that she's thin because of her situation, not because of anything we did, and that she is improving. So I think the more we go for walks and the more she's improving, those same people, because we see them every time, will start to see the improvements in her and will start to change their opinion of their nasty looks. We had one lady that actually asked us, why is she so skinny? What are you doing with her out here like that? And explained Penny's story. So she is, I don't know if it's her lucky to have us or us lucky to have her. Wow, it is really lagging out. It was actually longer than that. I live streamed on YouTube back in August. I think it was August. It may have been October. No, it definitely wasn't October. It was around August or September, because it was warm out. But she is literally like, you take time during the day. You just stop and take time during the day to just sit with her and to scratch her ears and to just talk to her. And it's like, it's super therapeutic and super like, oh, just, oh, just what YouTube said. Yeah, I think that it might be off, but then I could totally be wrong because I have not kept track of when the last time I went live was. I know the last time I went live, I did a live stream of the RV, and that was the last time I went live. So, oh my God, my back is killing me. But I think it's just because of the 4 hour drive today. So, but I can show you guys her. She's sleeping, but I'll show you guys. You guys have to see right behind me. She's right there. She's sleepy girl. And her food's right there. I have to keep like the gate up right there. Don't mind my big sewing machine mess because I've been working on my sewing machine. But yeah, she is stunning. She's huge, by the way. That dog bed right there can hold Tonks, Winnie Bear, and Godric on it. All of them fit on it together. But if she lays on it, it's lucky enough if Tonks can lay next to her. She's a big dog. That thing is a 5 foot by 5 foot by 3 foot blanket. Like it's like a big blanket, and then I stuffed it and then sewed it shut. So I made a dog bed out of it. It was a blanket that we weren't going to use because it was smaller than it was supposed to be. So it said like I'm 5'1" and the blanket's too small for me. So it's definitely not as big as they said. It covers probably, if I stand up with it in front of me, it touches like the ground where my feet are, and then it stops like right here. So, and I know that that's just short of, like I'm 5'1", so honestly, if it's a 5 foot blanket, it should have been just up to like above my like right at my forehead, but it's not. And so it's definitely shorter blanket than it said, but it's a big, like it's big. It's a big dog bed. Yeah, I'm 5'1". I try to explain this to people that I'm tiny. Like I'm a little tiny thing. Yeah, I'm really tiny. And right now, like I'm not even kidding. Yeah, Sarah is 5'6.5", almost 5'7". Like now I'm 5'1". I weigh 113 pounds, probably soaking wet at this point. But yeah, and trying to put on a little bit of weight because I am on the thinner side now. My a couple of my friends got really concerned with how thin I had gotten, but my doctor says she thinks that well, first she wanted me to put 5 pounds on, but then I lost 3 more instead of gaining, and so she was like, "What the heck?" But I told her, and I showed her some photos from back when I was active duty, that I weighed a whopping 98 pounds when I was in service and carried it well, I guess you'd say. I didn't look undernourished and I wasn't extremely thin. But for some reason, I'm 113 now and I look skinnier than I did at 98. But they say, muscle mass sets differently in the body than whatnot. So I've definitely lost more muscle, so therefore I look skinnier. Yeah, I remember you saying that before, Charlie. But yeah, all growing up, I was like a little twig, all through my childhood, and through my teen years, and through my early 20s. And then I got ill, and we're almost certain that when I got ill, a lot of it contributes back to what my diagnosis is now, that it was that this whole time, and it's been that I've been having repeated flare-ups and not being treated for it, which is what was compounding all the other problems. I can successfully say I no longer have problems with my blood pressure. Whoa, that is lagging super bad. My phone, what the heck? But since my diagnosis and getting on the medication I'm on now, my blood pressure has leveled out without having to be treated with any steroids or anything, which is huge, huge. What may also be a factor as to why I also lost a chunk of weight when I first, like at the first of 2019, I went off of the steroids and onto another medication, and I started to see a huge success. Yeah, exactly. Right? Right, Charlie? So right now, as of right now, I'm doing really good. I do have days like today, as a matter of fact, uh, where my skin has that sensation in it. It's very mild. It's in my legs and it's in my upper arms. And so I have that burning sensation, which tells me I need to take it easy today, which I will. Like I said, I got up super early. Definitely did not get enough sleep last night. Uh, just because, of course, Taylor was going back to Georgia, so we got him for 2 weeks. Um, I can say, the only thing that's changed about Taylor is his size. He's a lot heftier now. He's definitely not big in any sense of the words, but he's solid, which is great for him. Uh, he's roughly around 140, which is still very thin for someone of almost 6 foot. Like he's 5'11", and he weighs 140 pounds, so he's still on the thin side. But for Taylor, that's a big deal, especially for someone who barely was tipping 100 pounds all through uh, his older teen years. Uh, so he's definitely doing much better. But other than that, Taylor's pretty much same old Taylor. Um, Still rages. Yeah, they've got him on double rations with the military, and the good part is he had a set of orders to go to another place at first, but now he's actually going to be staying stateside. So the cool part is we'll be 16, 17, almost 17 hours drive from where he'll be stationed. So once we get Barbara finished, it looks like we'll be taking ourselves a road trip uh, to go visit with Taylor once he's stationed. Um, so that'll be nice. Yeah, and that's the thing is like there's not really anything to vlog anymore. You know what I mean? Like does that I don't know if that makes sense. Like the kids were younger and I started filming specifically one to be able to share the kids with my family. That was kind of spread out everywhere. And for two to show encouragement and stuff for people that were whether they were a single parent or if they were parents of military personnel that were leaving them behind during those deployments. Yeah, no southern accent for him. They're on base, and so they're not really out in the community. So not really too much community exposure for him to get a Georgia accent. Um, but I started vlogging specifically to share information about being a single parent and the things you can do to make things easier. Great though, it's nice to, yeah. And so with the kids now grown, and I'm pretty much, it's just me taking care of my fur babies and myself. My kids are both independent. Taylor's in the military. Sarah is pursuing with her finishing school, and she's got a really amazing relationship, and she's, doing her. And so there's not really anything to vlog. I was going to film Taylor. See you later, Sam. I was going to film Taylor coming in when he landed, but he specifically asked me not to. And so I did not. So I have that in here for me. He got to meet Penny at that same time. Anywhere I go right now, Penny goes. So because as of right now, I left her here the one day just so I could run up to the grocery store, and she cried at the door, stood at the door of the garage that leads out to the garage, and cried the whole time I was gone. And Sarah sent me a little video of it because Sarah was here when I ran up to the store, and Penny was so upset. And so I don't do that anymore. So whenever I need to go somewhere, she goes with me. I do have a dog seatbelt in the car. Um, right, right. Oh my God, that's kind of one of my jams. Um, but so now she goes everywhere with me. It's cooler weather right now, so we're okay taking her. But once the summer hits, we're going to have to figure out. Um, Hopefully by then she's a little more adjusted, and she won't have such panic whenever I have to go somewhere. We're trying to get it to where like I go check the mail and she'll stay in here with Sarah, but she still whimpers and stands at the door, uh, even just the few minutes that I'm out of the house. So she's super attached to me at this point. Like she latched herself onto me from the minute we got home with her. Because Good night, Charlie. Get some sleep. We'll talk at you later. I'm not going to be on here much longer anyway. I've got some stuff I got to get done here, and then I need to lay down for a bit because I don't feel very good. I feel very exhausted from not sleeping, and my hair is driving me nuts because it's freezing out. I know, right? Jammed to all the good music. But yeah, so just wanted to jump in, and it's 2020, you guys. It's 2020. How is it 2020? Like, what? Where did the time go? I will check my description links here in just a minute, but I think it needs a new link because the name changed, but it may take me to the same one. I'll check. But because it should still be the same URL. I don't know yet. Don't quote me on that. But if you guys ever want to come over to Twitch, I'm trying to get my setup, my time set up. I think it's going to be Tuesdays through Saturdays. I think I'm going to do it that way. Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 2 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, as my starting point. I'm trying to stick to that schedule. But I also, because I have school, I have classes Wednesday, Thursday, and I have a lab every Friday. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. But yeah, so over there, I'm usually on there. Sometimes I'll just randomly go live if I'm playing a game or whatnot, and I've got a good group of people and we're in chat together, voice chat together. I will throw on the stream and be like, just stream it up, let people come in, invite some people in. Also, if you have Fortnite and you come over to Twitch when I'm streaming, you might just be lucky enough to get an invite into the game and actually play the actual game with me and chat live on a headset through the game so we can communicate in game what we're doing. Yeah, and it's cross-platform, so you can cross-platform game with it. I play on Xbox now. I did play it on the Switch. I don't recommend playing Fortnite on the Switch. But I do now play Fortnite on the Xbox, and which means I have Xbox Live, which means I also have Xbox Console Companion, so that I can put on my headset and we can chat it up and play a game. I also play Ark, which is a super laggy game, but it's so much fun. There she gets up. She's up. There's my girl. Hi, pretty Penny. Hi, baby. What are you doing? Hi, love. You guys, she moves very slow because she's very scared. You gotta go potty? Hold on, I'll go open it for you. Come on. You gotta go potty? There you go, baby. She's such a good dog, you guys. There's the babies. Oh, I was like, what is that on the floor? That's a cat. That's one of the little mini ones. They're full grown, by the way. Those little ones right there, they're full grown. They're not babies. They're fully grown. Oh, that was a good stretch there, sir. Hi. Hi, Penny. You gonna say hi to everybody? Hi, baby. Oh, big girl. Baby. Hi, Tonkies. Hi, old boy. Everybody says hi to Tonkies, huh? This old boy getting all white in the face. Yeah. Godric, excuse you, get out of her food. As you guys can see, she's very thin, but she is putting on weight. So I'm really, I'm super proud of her because she, Winnie Bear, leave it. I'm super proud of her because she has gone through so much, and she is such a sweet girl here. There she goes. She's going to go outside. She's learned the dog door, so that's really good. Hi, pretty girl. Let me see. You're such a sweet girl. Yeah. Oh, pretty Penny. Pretty Penny. She loves getting her face right on my lap. As you guys can see, she holds her head low because she gets scared. Hi. Oh, jeez. Hi. Tonks, go on, baby. You're scaring her. He gets right in her face, so it scares her. But she is a pit Australian Shepherd mix. And she's very thin, as you guys can see. Pretty Penny girl. Yeah, pretty Penny girl. She's a sweetheart, huh, Penny? And then, of course, itty bitty over here. And Penny has pretty eyes. She's got this eye here is actually brown with a blue underside. So as you can see, she's got a two-toned eyeball. So it's really pretty. Mm. And then, of course, oh, that's a great angle. This is Cookie and Minnie. They are full grown. They are tiny little kitties, but they are full grown. Cookie, you say hi? I mean, Cookie. This is Minnie, little Minnie. She was the tiniest of the group. Now Cookie's kind of taken that step, but Cookie's black and white, so we have her there. And Cookie is blind, by the way. So if you guys are wondering, she has like her one eye is completely blind. No, you guys don't need to come in here. Come on, Penny, you all done? You can come back in here? I'll watch your bowl for you. You don't have to worry about them. She literally, like, follows me everywhere. She's such a sweet dog. So, she's going to lay back down, so I will close this. So, nope, you guys can't come in here because all of you guys, they all will come in here and take her food. So, yes, we have a house full, but we also have access to a nice sized yard. They get to go outside and run and play, and we have the litter boxes. Everybody's fixed other than Penny. She will get spayed here very soon. Well, I shouldn't say very soon. We have to see what the vet says about her weight still. They don't want to put her under any added stress. So, one, she had to come out of season before they would fix her. Two, she needs to put weight on. And so that was our biggest thing. So now we're working on her weight. We get her weight up and they'll spay her, which we're hoping that's in the next couple weeks. With the diet she's on now, we've noticed already a 4-pound weight gain, almost 4-pound weight gain. So pushing that, she needs to be roughly 75 pounds. And that's still on the smaller, like on the trimmer side for her size. And so roughly, like, we want to see her hit about 85 pounds when she's at like max perfect standard size for herself. But they want her at 75 pounds in between there to approve her for surgery, and she is roughly 55 right now. So that's a big huge gap of weight. Godric, could you not? Don't. Thank you, sir. But the kitties go in and out as they please. So the whole part about the cats is, one, we have lots and lots of hiding spaces for them. Two, the way our yard is positioned, we have been, knock on wood, lucky enough that coyotes don't come into our area with the large breed dogs that are one in our yard and also in the 3 yards around us. So we have been lucky about that. Coyotes will fight bigger dogs. However, coyotes are more for an easy meal than a struggle. So they'd rather not fight if they don't have to. And so they kind of just avoid our area. We've been lucky enough. Now, the houses that are closer to the river aren't always so lucky. They have much larger spaces, and so therefore they have larger gaps between their yards. Usually some of the places down there have empty lots in between them, and most of those people are older people, so they have like little small dogs, and a lot of them have lost their dogs over this holiday break because they let them outside, and the coyotes have not been so kind. Or the birds. We have these big, huge hawks out here, and they will swoop down and take a little dog in a heartbeat. So, or a cat. But we're lucky enough we have nice big trees in the yard next to us that overhang our yard. And so not enough space for a bird to come in and pull something up. Normally they need momentum, and they can't get it with the trees blocking their ability. And we have the RV, so the cats love to hang out under the RV. Thank goodness we finally got everything closed off underneath. So we don't have the problem of finding another cat up in the undercarriage engine area compartment of the RV because I could not figure out for the life of me what this goofy noise was when I was inside the RV painting, and was like searching everywhere trying to figure this noise out. And it was a cat who had decided to nest herself down in one of the areas where you can put a larger battery compartment thing to add extra batteries for the RV. She had found her way into that section under the engine. We were able to get her out of there fairly easy, but she had made herself quite cozy, so she'd been there for a while. But we were able to get her and her kittens out of there and blocked it off. We were able to finally close that section off. So all that's left now for opening wise is just the area that the tubing feeds through, like the wires and stuff feed through. So yeah, if you have an older RV, I recommend you lift her up off the ground and look underneath. And if you can, find guard plates and stuff to secure under your RV to prevent damage to any of your undercarriage or to any of your underworkings of your RV, please do. The newer RVs already have those in place. The older RVs, because they were meant to move much slower on the road, didn't really have those. But it doesn't prevent, because you move slower in those ones, you don't have to worry about too much undercarriage damage. But you have no way to prevent any wildlife or any stray animals from getting up underneath there and hunkering down up underneath there. Next thing you know, you're driving down the road and some stray cat or something falls out from under your RV. So if you can, I highly recommend it. Secure under your undercarriage of your RV. Just so that way you don't have the issue we ran into. So now that issue is addressed. The only fun part is whenever we have to work on the engine and need to get underneath, you have to remove an entire guard plate. Not a problem. I'd rather have to do that than have another animal up inside my engine, which we had that issue at one point. And thank goodness it was Tut, who was easy, because as soon as I opened the plate, the piece that goes inside the RV, where you can access the engine from the inside between the driver's seat and the passenger seat, as soon as I opened that up, he came right out to me. So I got lucky with that one. But now it is secured and I don't have to worry about it anymore. But there's that. But anyway, guys, so that was the fur babies. Everybody's doing good. I am improving and being more present on something that I actually enjoy. Like I said, we don't really vlog anymore. I don't pick up the camera too much anymore, other than when I'm doing stuff with the RV, because I want that for my memories. But other than that, yeah, I'm usually, I like live interaction. I like the back and forth. I like the camaraderie. I like the fun that can happen when you really get a room full of people going. And we do have some really good laughs during streams. So definitely come and join us and hang out. And yeah, I'm going to check the link in the description so that way you'll see if it's there. If it is there, I will make sure it's the correct one. If it's not the correct one, I will plug in the new one. So this should be able to be accessed. It takes about 30 minutes for YouTube to fully load it, approve it, process it, and put it up. So once it's done, you guys will be able to access the links in it, and I will go in and check it. I think the link should be good. But yeah, so I probably won't stream today on Twitch because it is, it's Friday, but I actually will be moderating for someone tonight, so because it is Friday. So I usually stream daytime. Nighttime I try to dedicate myself to moderating, so that way they have someone in their chat to keep chat under control and to keep trolls away. And so that's important to have that when you're streaming. And yeah, so you guys are amazing. Thank you all for those of you that came out and hung out with me today. You guys are amazing. And welcome to 2020. Like what? 2020? Where has the time gone? Welcome to the Jetsons. If you get that reference, you're amazing. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.